Hi there, I'm Alex and this is Alex. Hi, I'm the clever one. Yeah, and this dreams. And this is the riddle of the unfair pay. Well, wait, I thought we were here to talk about Jesus bobbing off back to heaven again at the end of Luke's Gospel and the start of Acts. Yeah. But to fully understand that, we need to think about one of Jesus' crazy riddles called the riddle of the unfair pay. Is it about teachers and nurses? Topical, but no, it's about farm work. Well, it's not going to be about. Whoa, okay, let's not get all political about it. You started it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get to the riddle, and then we'll see what that's got to do with Jesus and his return to heaven. So, the riddle of the unfair pay. Once there was a vineyard owner. He was probably French, probably called Gérard. He went out one day during the harvest season to try to get people in to work on his vineyard for him. At 8 a.m. at the start of the harvest, he saw two men and promised them a full day's pay if they came to work on the vineyard. They were probably called Jean-Paul and Loïc. Then at 11:30, he found a couple of other guys and he invited them to work too, probably called Sid and Matteo. Will you stop that? Just after lunch, which was probably a crepe and unpasteurized cheese. Just after lunch, two more men arrived, Gabriel and Theo, who probably asked about gender equality in this riddle. Then, as the day was about to end, the owner found two more men who no one had hired, and he brought them in to help with the final 25 minutes of the harvest and the clear-up. They were probably called Jacques and Louis. Then, the owner lined up all the guys to pay them with the last people in up first to get their pay. So, Louis, Jacques, Theo, Gabriel, Matteo, Sid, Loïc, and Jean-Paul. When the two who had only been there 25 minutes got their pay, they got a whole day's wages each. And the two who'd been grafting the whole day were over the moon. These guys getting the full pay. I can't wait to see what we're going to get, they said to each other. But when it was their turn, they got the full day's pay each as well, and no more. All of them got the same full amount. And then being French, they probably decided to protest about it. Liberté and equality! No. They did complain, but the owner said to them, well, why are you complaining about my generosity? It's my money. If I want to give the last people in the same as the first people in, what has that got to do with you? I promised the full amount to you and I gave it to you. Or are you angry because I want to be generous? Then Jesus looked at the crowd and he said, and so the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Okay? There we go. Another riddle from Jesus that defies the laws of logic. Everyone gets the same amount though. But everyone got the full amount. You said that twice, you realise that? That's where we link into the reality of Jesus returning to heaven. Because you repeat things. No. Because the Bible teaches us that Jesus' death on the cross did what? Oh, I know this. He basically took the list of debts that I had, all the fines I need to pay from all the times that I've stuffed it up, I've done things that don't look like worship, when my actions or my attitudes are unloving towards either God or myself or other people. And God takes that off me and he nails it onto Jesus. Anything else? Yeah, the Bible also says that as Jesus hung there, he basically made a laughing stock of all the powers of hell. He destroyed their power and he destroyed the power of sin and death over humanity. Anything else? Oh, probably. Anything about forgiveness? I've already said that. Jesus' actions totally forgave all our rubbish. Oh, and Jesus literally prays on the cross, Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing. Yes. And then Jesus did what? I want to say he died. And then? He didn't stay dead. Do you know what he did in the time that he was in the grave? Was it maybe a little retreat in Peel? He went down to the realm of the dead, and he preached about himself to all the people who were in chains down there, so they could get to know him too. And then he rose and he appeared to loads of people over 40 days, sometimes to huge groups, sometimes just to one or two people. And then he went up onto a mountain and Jesus bobbed off into the air back to heaven. Why? Oh, I should know this. Do you need a clue? Oh, I'm so glad that this epic failure is being filmed. Do you need a clue? Yes, I need a clue. Okay. To be with birds, the Father, and to send us the brochure, Holy Spirit, and to shower us with water, all of heaven's blessings. I'm so glad this isn't a quiz. And that's where it links in to the riddle of the unfair pay. Yes, it is. Yes. But why? Because of all the grapes? No. French names? Because now that Jesus has returned to heaven where he came from, his human limits have ended. We inherit literally everything, and the full pay goes to anyone who believes. Is there a passage of the Bible that kind of summarizes all that for us? I'm glad you asked. Yes, the whole of the New Testament, really. But there's a guy called Paul who writes to the churches that he's established, and at the start of one of his letters, he gets totally carried away, and he lists for us something like 8 amazing things about what it means to accept the fullness of Jesus and decide to live God's way. I've got a Bible here somewhere. It's probably in Ephesians chapter 1, verses 3 to 14. Yes, it is. Yeah, it probably says something like how we've been blessed in the spiritual realms with every spiritual blessing when we know Jesus. Probably says we've been 1, chosen before time and space were even a thing. 2, seen by God as holy and without blame. Now our record is wiped clean. 3, adopted by God as his children, princes and princesses in the divine family. 4, we literally cause God to celebrate when he sees our transformation. 5, it's a work of undeserved favor called grace. No conditions except believing. 6, we're all part of God not only unifying people with him, but people with each other and people with all of creation. 7, our transformation shows up how amazing God is. And 8, all believers without exception are marked out as his by getting the presence of God himself in the form of the Holy Spirit, who comes to make his home inside us. Probably something like that. I nearly forgot the last one. That's right. Probably that, yeah. Wow. So, if you're watching this and you feel like you're too far away from God for him to know you or want you, here's the good news. It's not about you. That's right. It's not about you. It's about him and what he's done. Plus, if you're watching and you've fallen into the trap that says, I'm a Christian now and God's using me because I've got my theology straight in some way or my life sorted out in some way, here's the bad news. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's all about him. What he continues to do. And if you're watching this and you're feeling like you've not been a good enough person or a good enough Christian, your prayers are a bit rubbish, maybe your commitment's a bit soggy, here's the good news. It's not about you. It never has been. You became a person of faith because you realized that you need Jesus' forgiveness and you stay one the same way. Paul also writes this: does God work miracles among you and give you his Spirit because you're amazing at keeping God's laws, or because you have faith? It's always been about faith. It always will be about faith. Don't push away what saved you to start with to try to keep in with God because of your own strength or your own goodness, because it's not about you. It's really not about you. Everyone gets the same. The full riches of God through faith, not through ability, not through track record, and all because Jesus burst from death, soared back up to the heavenly dimension, and now he sits with God the Father, and he literally prays his heart out for planet Earth every moment of every day. He is praying for you. He's praying for your faith right now. So the question isn't, is my faith good enough? Are my deeds good enough? Did I get in on time? The question is, do I trust that Jesus' work on the cross and his prayers are enough for me? And the answer is yes, everybody. There's no points for guessing this one. It's a yes from me. And it's a yes from me. From him. And that's the Ascension of Jesus and the riddle of the unfair pay. It went well. It went well, yeah. And now my pay? Your reward's in heaven, my child.
Great.